All right, so we're flying through annotations and we're researching and we're contacting email people and we're Zooming and Skyping and doing all the cool things. So now it's time to talk about our cross-checking because we've managed to bring a lot of resources together and we don't just want a whole bunch of resources sitting in our folios. We actually have to start figuring out if this is usable information. So we need to start matching our information together to start to formulate answers to our questions. And in doing this, you're going to start to figure out what are consistent pieces of information and what are inconsistent pieces of information. So we need to use your sources to ensure the reliability of each other. But in doing so, we should actually start to develop your key findings. So how do you do this process? Well, it's totally up to you. Like all of your research project, we have some suggestions, but you are not bound by these. And if you have a different structure that you think would work for you, go for it. For example, a Venn diagram can be a really effective tool. I haven't included any examples of that today, but you could use that if you're more of a visual person. If you want to create a document with a table with all of your information plotted together, totally fine. If you wanted to go full, serial killer spec and get a pin board and post-it notes and pieces of string tying it all together, hey, get crazy. So I'm not going to show you those examples today. I'm just going to show you some basics, but we love inventiveness. We want to see what works for you. You are not bound to do it the way that we are offering as a basic example. So the first way is just when you're pulling out your key information, just comment on whether this matches other sections of your work. So, for example, we have, there's my quote, butterflies can taste with their feet. And I just mentioned that this is something that I've gotten from this website and it matches something I got in my butterfly book. And it matches something I got from my interviewee. Now, my interviewee gave me more detail about it, but, having it in this resource validates those comments. If you're more of a table person, then you could have something that comes out from this source, something that another source has said, and then you might analyze it. How is it similar? How is it different? As my disclaimer says on the bottom, you might have a bit of this table. You might have all of this table. Your table might look completely different. Totally okay. What's the point of cross-checking? It's finding similarities and differences to determine reliability and to determine consistency. So as long as we have those things, we should be fine. If that doesn't work for you, maybe try a different style of table. This is an example from booklet 9, which talks about how to do annotations. And again, you'll see that we have a quote from this source. Train going past. I'm making these videos in the sunshine in my front yard, which is along a train line, so we have to time it carefully. Then we have the cross-check from this person's interview, and then they haven't done a similarity or a difference. They've just picked something that matches, and they're explaining why this is important. Another great way to do it. Another way to do it, just write a short paragraph at the end of your analysis. What is source 1 and 2 talking about? Well, here they are. Source 1 is talking about making learning easier. Source 2 presents some of the challenges, and we can see that together they're helping us to understand how these schools are actually impacting learning. So lots of different ways to do it. No right, no wrong. We just want to see some comparison, some similarities emerging, maybe some differences, just a way for us to actually start to think about what is going on in our resources, okay? Good luck.